Is your home suffering from drafts coming in around your electrical outlets? Here are 3 different ways that you can fix that. Let's talk about it. So first, let's talk about why you might be experiencing these drafts from around your electrical outlets. Essentially, outside air is getting into your wall assembly and then through any penetrations on your interior wall side, which obviously electrical outlets, light switch boxes, things like that are an easy place for air to get through. Now, again, this could come from a number of problems, either from an issue on the exterior or some type of damage or anything. It could also just, if you live in an area that has a really high winds, that can ultimately lead to issues down the road that you will continuously have to improve or check in on. The point is that outside air is finding its way into your wall assembly and then into any penetrations, which obviously electrical boxes have to exist on those walls. So that is what's causing these issues. Number 1, which is the most common, readily available, and the cheapest option, just gaskets. Now you can see there are all different types of foam gaskets or even silicone gaskets that you can put on the front of your electrical outlet cover plate. You can get these at hardware stores, you can get them at big box stores, you can get these all over the place. You can order them online. They are very readily available and they are very inexpensive. Now these can oftentimes solve your problem right off the get-go. These are easy to install. Almost any person can take them off. It takes simple tools to take off that front plate and then put this gasket on. So again, this is the first really easy, cheap option for you to explore. On to number 2. Now, if a gasket is not solving the problem, you need something a little bit more effective, you can use some type of sealant. Now, I'm using that term kind of generally because there's a lot of different types. You may see people using something like a caulk or a silicone or a putty. Even can foam is often used to seal around an electrical outlet box or a light switch box. So again, what you want to do in this case is just take that plate off and you want to put this sealant around the box, sometimes behind it or even in the very back of the box to stop any airflow from getting through, around, or even over or under that electrical box. So again, there's a lot of different sealants out there. These can often be found, in any hardware store or even big box stores. They're a little bit more expensive than the gasket and take a little bit more skill and finesse to install because these can also be very messy, especially when you get into the caulk or the can foam. So again, when it comes to a DIY step, this is a little bit more advanced, but still relatively easy to do. The third and final thing I want to talk about is your building envelope. You hear us talk about this all the time and it's super important, but you want to make sure you're establishing your building envelope around the entire outer perimeter of your home. We're going to look at the outside first. So again, if you're thinking about if you have vinyl siding or whatever type of material on your exterior, we always typically recommend you to have a house wrap. Now you will hear Tyvek thrown out in this, but we're just using house wrap in general right now. That is a membrane that goes around your entire house. And again, the idea for that is to create that barrier. That's gonna stop vapor, it's gonna stop air from coming in. This can be a good measure to establishing that building envelope. Taking one step further, you wanna make sure that whatever is insulating those outside walls also provides an air seal. This is why at RetroFoam we only use foam insulation because it is air impermeable or provides an air seal. Again, this is a huge step in establishing that building envelope, which ultimately that will affect those outlets. So if you're having those drafts coming in through outlets, again, this is something to think of. Is your building envelope established? Does your home have a house wrap? If not, should you be considering something like foam to help put that in place? So if you're at the step in this journey that you think you might need to re-insulate your house to establish that building envelope and cut down those drafts, check out the link below. Go to our Find a Dealer page where you can reach out to a local RetroFoam dealer and help make your home more comfortable today. This is the Professor of Foam reminding you that building is a science.